One thing that I find a lot of people fall for or get tricked by, especially in the fitness industry, is the idea that like your form like begets your function. So what you look like or what you say or how you come across is going to be, it's going to accurately tell people what it is that you do or what it is you're capable of. While I don't necessarily think this is always untrue, I do think sometimes people realize whether they're doing it on purpose and they're consciously doing this as part of their like grift or plan, whether they're unconsciously doing it. Some people will make themselves match the image or like that aura of like an elite athlete or successful business person or really impactful coach in order to be able to make you think that's what they are. And I've seen a lot of people who will do this. I think it's almost become a trend a little bit within fitness where people will try to make themselves look elite. They'll buy the same equipment. They'll go and hang out at the same places. They'll go to the same gyms. They'll do all this stuff to make themselves look elite, whether that's to be an elite coach, an elite athlete, an elite influencer, if you want to call themselves that, an elite mentor, an elite business consultant, whatever it is, so that people think that's what they are. And I think as well, I remember seeing this ages ago, and I can't remember who told it to me or where I saw it, but I saw something that was saying that repetition and truth are linked very closely in your head, because the more often you see something, the more consistently you see something happen, the more likely you're going to be to accept that that's the way things are. So if you go out on a Friday afternoon and it's always raining, you're probably going to start to believe, well, on a Friday afternoon it rains because that's just what happens. If you go to the gym and you keep going 3 or 4 times a week for a year and you get bigger and stronger and you feel better, you're going to believe that the truth is that's what the gym does for me. It makes me bigger, it makes me stronger, it makes me feel better about myself. Remember, that's how things work within the industry as well. So when you're looking at certain people and you think, oh yeah, they're just so good, they're really great, they do all these great things, and they're just like, they're such a good, person, they're so motivating, they're such like a high level athlete. Ask yourself, but are they actually? And I don't mean this as into like shit on people. I think this is one of the easiest ways and most non-confrontational ways we can get rid of like grifty people and influencers who really shouldn't be here, or people who are who are trying to be snake oil salesmen and who shouldn't really be here. Because if you start going, okay, but they're saying that they're an elite lifter, but what competitions have they actually done? This person's saying that they are a national or international level coach, but who have they coached? This person is saying that they can get me to 10K a month in 3 to 4 months. But is there anyone who they've actually done that for? If I go and speak to people who they've supposedly worked with, will they say these things? There's really, really easy ways if you critically think and just try to be objective and try to have some forethought and be cognizant about stuff, that you can then stop yourself from getting fooled. Because if you don't consciously think about the way you interact with people on social media and in real life, especially in something like the fitness industry where it can be very vapid and very image-based, then you can get fooled into thinking that just because someone looks a certain way and because they say they are something, then they are something, which isn't always the truth. I think yeah, that's all I've got to say on it. Hopefully that is something that will help some of you to be less overwhelmed or less swept away or fooled by people who are literally just trying to sell you a dream and trying to sell you this idea of they are something that they actually aren't. Because it happens more than you think it does. And if you can not be fooled by it and you can think about it in a bit more of like a, not a deeper way, but a more sensible, critical way, then that means that other people will start to do it. Because when people ask you, what do you think about X, Y, and Z? You'll be able to say, oh, I don't really think they are what they say they are. And then that helps the whole industry, in my opinion, to become less susceptible to people just saying they are something or behaving a certain way and saying they're a certain thing and displaying themselves as a certain thing and being able to get the rewards or be able to get the accolades that come with that without actually working for it. And then that means that when they stop getting that, the people that you go to buy stuff from or be influenced by will actually be what they say they are eventually. Or at least more people will be anyway.